Hey, we're here once more with the Elysian Road. This is episode 33, and yeah, we're here for more space adventure. When we last left our heroes, they had started
Hold up a second. We're here for what now?
space adventure.
We're here for more space adventure, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, it's not inaccurate.
It's true.
There may be more to it than that, but there's not less to it than that.
I'm so cheesy.
When we last left our heroes, we had started off the season kind of slow, making some preparations, dealing with the White Sun Brotherhood, and kind of helping them to get word out to the rest of the group to send agents to the Oedipal system, planet of Id, and kind of set up you guys got to go find a map of the galaxy and stop the Imperium from getting it first. But in the meantime, you've agreed to help the White Sun Brotherhood in exchange for this help to figure out how the Hephaestus engine works, because they've been having some trouble figuring out how to make it work. And Fergus has been troubleshooting. We had a cool post-cog situation with Odin Fergus riding back into time to see the scream. Nothing too crazy. And kind of find out. The implication right now is that they can't get the Hephaestus engine to work unless they are worthy of it. Some sort of thing like that they have to figure out. But then Fergus called up Evelyn and was like, "Hey, Evelyn, we need your help to kind of precog to make sure that as I troubleshoot what we can do with the Hephaestus engine to get it to work, that we don't explode ourselves." And Evelyn was like, "I can't help. I am starting to go crazy. Can't actually use my precog stuff." And then she had a stroke and fell over. And that's where we last left our heroes. But before we jump into that, we're going to do a flashback. So Connor, would you describe...
I've been waiting for this flashback for so many weeks.
Yeah. Would you describe to us like what the scene looks like? Like what's the environment we see and who's there?
So it's like space station, grays and whites, and we're in like Evelyn and Vico are in like the game room on the space station back in the day, and there are like little tables with various like old strategy games, like what we would consider like retro strategy games, like chess and like Chinese checkers and like all those different things.
Sure. Yeah. So
Evelyn is playing chess with Vico.
Yeah. So I guess,
and I also suppose they're both probably in like he's probably in like a white scientist, like
I think he had like a kind of like gray and then orange/red like Imperium jumpsuit, right? That he kind of wore regularly, like a uniform.
What were we forced to wear?
I think you guys had. Oh yeah. So no, Vigo would have been in like black and red, like a black and red kind of Imperium uniform, and you would be in a gray jumpsuit.
Okay. So yeah, we're playing. How this scene was going to go, or
sorry,
I gave you the idea, but
the internet kind of broke for a second.
Let
me.
What's up, internet?
Let's wait just a second to see if it will correct itself here. Let's see. Yeah. So we're seeing Vigo, move a piece, and it's like a video game console like thing, right? You said.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like maybe you described this already, but is it like you both have terminals that are facing away from each other, like on opposite sides and sitting near each other, or is there like a board in front of you, like a digital board?
There's a board in front of us.
Okay. So
yeah, very retro.
He probably like taps though, like a terminal little pad, in front of the board on his side and just like, types in, this piece to E3 or, whatever designation there is to move the chess piece. And he does I think he's playing carefully and defensively right now, right? So he moves a piece, and you can tell that he hasn't been taking too many risks yet. And you're curious about that, and we see Evelyn kind of like analyzing his strategy here, and he makes another safe move, or at least what you consider to be safe, right? What you're thinking is safe, and then he looks up at you and then says, "Your move."
Yeah, she puts forth like a knight in a like really precarious situation. She just like totally baiting him.
Yeah. And he thinks about it for a moment. He kind of tries to decide what to do, and then he I can see that you're messaging me something, so I
keep going.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you weren't being like, please have him do this thing. So I think he's analyzing whether or not he wants to like take the risk and take your knight. And I think he eventually decides to do it, and then maybe you even like accidentally put, or maybe accidentally or purposefully, right, put two pieces in the way, right? So is that a thing you can do in chess where you can like take two pieces at once if you're like going?
I think that's only.
No, is that just checkers? Is that what I'm thinking? Okay.
Yeah, that's checkers.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which.
I think I've seen people do that in TV shows, where like king me or queen me or whatever, but like I don't think that's actually a thing.
So I guess he takes the knight, and he kind of sits back and kind of crosses his arms, and he says, "What is your game here, Evelyn? You just lost a big piece, and I don't see any advantage you got from it, unless you're thinking 3 steps ahead of me."
She says, "I only needed to think 1 step ahead of you," and like moves her queen right in line to his king, and says, "Checkmate," and smiles.
Yeah, he nods, and he doesn't seem as happy as you want him to be, right? Like about your win. He kind of just like sits back and he says, "Evelyn, you're very good at strategy, but I just want to remind you of something. You do realize that what you're training for, it's not a game. Yeah?"
I don't understand. What do you mean?
And I think he like presses something on the pad, and instead of there being just like 2D figures on the board, suddenly they're all 3D, right? They kind of project above the board, and he kind of just like clicks on presses his finger against the hologram of the of your queen, and then or of the knight that you have on that he has on the side of the board, right? And then kind of spins it, right? So the hologram kind of spins, and he's just watching it, and he says, "In the real world, this knight would have been a person, a high-ranking officer. Would you have really sacrificed him so callously just to get an early win?"
Yes, she would.
she thinks about that for a moment, and she says, "I didn't think it was about the knight. It's about the victory, isn't it?"
In chess, sure. But you have to remember something. In war, when you lose a knight, he's gone for good. You don't get him when the game resets.
I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying the knight is someone important?
I'm saying the knight could be someone
you?
important. Yeah, he shakes his head and says, "Maybe. Or maybe I'm a bishop. Or maybe I'm just a pawn in all of this. honestly, it depends on who's playing the game. And he seems to like be pensive for just a second, and as if he's about to tell you something, and then he decides against it, and then he says, all I'm saying, Evelyn, is that when you're a real general, when you're leading troops, when you're commanding officers, you will have to make sacrifices, of course. But you can't pretend like they're just pieces on a board. If you do, you'll run out of valuable officers very quickly.
I understand. And next time we play it, I will conserve my resources more efficiently.
I'm not even telling you to change your strategy at chess. I'm just reminding you that chess is not war. It's a poor imitation of it.
I suppose our simulations are much closer. You're right. I'll take this to heart. This should improve my training a lot.
Yeah, and he just kind of chuckles to himself as if he really didn't even get the point at all, right?
No, I did not get the point at all.
And he just says, the thing is, when you're in a war, sometimes it is very hard to tell who is which piece. Are you the pawn? Am I the pawn? Is someone that you maybe least expect it to in reality the king? You have to be careful about whose lives you toss away, who you decide to sacrifice, because at the end of the day, you may have checkmated yourself without realizing it. And I think like he resets the game, and he makes one move, and he just says, checkmate.
She frowns and she says, but you haven't won.
I didn't win that last time, not because you're better at this than me, but because I wanted you to. You still have a long way to go, Evelyn. You were thinking one step ahead? I was thinking 4. That was a lesson, not a victory.
She does not get it.
And he just like
He
waves his hand dismissively, and he just says, we'll continue at a different time. You should probably go get your meal. It's almost lunch. And then he like turns off the board.
She just kind of sits there and like lets him walk away.
Yeah. And, so he like stands up and like looks back, and then is gonna say something like, "Are you gonna?" And then he just decides against it. He's like, "Okay, she needs time to think about this," and so he walks away to get meal himself.
Yeah, and she just kind of sits at the table for a bit, and then she like turns the board back on, and she's just like staring at all the pieces like really intently. And the king chess piece, she's like looking at that really intently, and like slowly the audience sees the king chess piece turn into Till's face, or like just a little version of Till. And then it disintegrates, and Evelyn wakes up with the start.
So do you wake up out of your coma thing that you went into?
That was my plan, unless that was something else.
You made yourself go into a coma, so I'm fine with you taking yourself out of it too, right?
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure if you had like a spiritual journey in my head planned or something.
No, I think at the very least, right, we just see,
going for.
There was like a skip ahead, right? There's maybe like an hour or so, and you're like in a bed on the frigate, right? And Ziva's probably right next to you, and you just like come awake with a start, and Ziva like her eyes widen and she says, "Are you okay, Evelyn?"
Ziva? Where am I?
You're on whatever we decided to name the frigate, which I forgot at this point. It was some sort of Greek thing, right? It was because your tag was like Athena. Oh, I can't remember now.
Yeah, it was Athena.
Yeah, but we named the ship
You're trying to
something.
figure out the name of the ship. I don't remember.
We named the ship something Greek, but I can't remember at this point. It's fine. Whatever. She says, "You're on your ship."
Oh. Okay. What are we doing? What's our next move?
She frowns. Evelyn, you fell down. You said you couldn't see anything. Fergus kept asking you questions and you said you didn't know. What's wrong?
She pales even more than she was already. And she just kind of like stares straight ahead and her eyes go wide. And Ziva kind of sees her eyes like kind of like as if they were like glitching. Like the whites of her eyes when she sees the future is kind of like coming up and down.
Yeah.
And she says, I still can't see anything.
Evelyn, what's wrong? What's happening?
She's like, Ziva, you should go find Dylan. She'll keep you safe while I can't see.
Yeah, and I think we see Evelyn from Evelyn's point of view for a second, and we see her eyes go back up and roll back and then forward again a couple of times, and you start seeing glimmers of like bad things that could happen to Ziva. Right? Yeah, so we see like a panel falling down and killing her, and like explosion happening, and you killing her yourself for some reason. And you're just like, go be with Dylan, and she like doesn't nod or anything, but she just kind of like runs off. And I think a moment later, you can describe what you're doing during this time, but a moment later, Robin Enger comes in, Ode's dad.
I was just about to ask who that is again.
Yeah. And I assume you've just been sitting there like staring into nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Was this a short time later?
Yeah, it's like an hour, I'd say.
Okay, yeah. The audience thinks it's been like a couple minutes, and so does Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
She's just seen so many glimpses of the future that she doesn't even know what's going on anymore. She's like disassociated.
Mm. And the rest of you can show up if you'd like to check on Evelyn as well. But I think Robin sits.
I think Fergus is probably really going to check on Evelyn.
He's going to find the Ziva who you just set away.
Well, he's decided to go find Dylan.
Yeah.
Robin sits at your bedside and takes out like several like high-tech medical tools. Checks your pulse and your breathing, your eyes and stuff, right? As you're just kind of sitting there. And then he sits back and he says, Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yes. Robin?
Good, that's me.
Mr. Enger, I should say.
Ziva said that something was wrong with your precognition. Can you describe it to me? What are you feeling right now?
I can't really see anything, actually.
Evelyn, have you been torching?
Is that a like real world term?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
And I think, like, obviously mechanically you haven't been, but I would assume narratively you have been, right? Like, that's the idea. You're pushing yourself too far with this.
I mean, I did on the last planet we were on.
Sure.
But only once, I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
basically, didn't we say that like since Till died, you've been like overcharging, using it a whole bunch, way more than you should have?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think like narratively, we'll just say you've been torching and frying your brain, but like mechanically, obviously, you haven't done any permanent damage yet. But.
I got the impression you basically did the savant thing with Mistborn, where like the tin person burns tin so much that they can't not burn it anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
I'm honestly not sure what he would say at this point, because he's not a psychologist. Like, he can't necessarily guess at what you're going through per se.
Right.
So he'd probably focus more on the like psychic nature of it. So he'd probably say like, Evelyn, I need you to stop trying to see into the future. Can you do that for me?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know how.
Evelyn, focus on my, and he brings up like a, I'm trying to think of like a small like utensil or something, a scalpel. So he just like reaches into his medical bag, bring out a scalpel, but he's like holding it like just in front of you, not like with the intent to use it, right? He's just holding it like in front of you, and he's just like, focus on this, Evelyn.
Yeah, she probably panics and like throws it to the ground, like she sees a million futures of him killing her with it or whatever, and she pushes it down.
That she's mixing up her imagination with like psychic visions, so she sees all that stuff in her head because that's what she's afraid of, but not because
the thing is, Evelyn, Connor said that Evelyn was asking the wrong questions, right? She kept asking like, what if I did this thing that would obviously lead to a bad outcome? And so I'm thinking it's less like she's imagining things and more like she's asking like, what would happen if I attacked him right now? Right? And it's like, of course he would use the scalpel on you, right? Or whatever, right? Like something like that, like where he'd be forced to defend himself. And Evelyn, in Evelyn's mind, it's just like, he's going to kill me. But she's asking the wrong questions and getting wrong, the answers that are kind of becoming nightmares to her.
Yeah.
So yeah, you knock it out of his hand, and he just says, Evelyn, I need you to focus on something in the present. Can you do that?
She looks, and she that's the first moment she like kind of snaps out of it, and she looks straight at him, and she's like, no, I can't.
And I think he like goes to his like comm link or whatever, and he just says, can someone bring Vigo in here for me, please? Thank you.
Uh-oh.
And I think Vigo comes in a moment later, and as you have you gone back to doing the weird thing, or in the meantime?
I think as soon as he says bring Vigo in here, she starts seeing a million futures of him like betraying him or betraying her, or like saying that he hates her and all sorts of weird stuff.
Oh. And Vigo comes in, and Evelyn, I want you to make a mental save.
Okay.
Hey, right in the money. It could have been bad.
It's odd how often that happens.
Mm-hmm. So, Evelyn, I think you snap out of it for now, at least, right? You focus on Vigo, and for whatever reason, you're like, he's here right now. Like, he is here. Yeah, he's not dead. Like,
he's the one good thing that has happened with this timeline is what I'm thinking in my head. Like the choices that led up to this is the one good thing that's happened.
Yep. And so he leans next to you and he says, Evelyn, can you hear me? Are you okay? And he like grabs your hand.
She like visibly just like completely relaxes, just kind of like collapses on the bed. And she's just like, yeah, I can see now. And she just like doesn't take her eyes off of him.
Yeah. And Vigo and Robin share a look. And I think Vigo says, Evelyn, you can't see every future. You can't know every outcome. Till's death was not your fault.
Her eyes start flickering.
And he like grabs your
But
hand
only a
tighter.
little
Yeah, he grabs your hand tighter, like squeezes it.
And it turns back off again, I think.
And he says, Evelyn, listen to me. Sometimes you just lose. Life is not a game. You didn't make a wrong move. You didn't sacrifice a piece. Someone else just took him out. Someone killed him. And that was their choice, not yours.
She does not answer that. She stops talking. And I think she just stays silent for a really long time. And eventually she just falls back asleep.
Yeah. And I didn't expect it to automatically be fixed by that, statement.
Yeah.
But I think Vigo understands you well enough that he could guess what you were thinking. And after you fall asleep, he just kind of sighs and looks back at Robin, who's been monitoring your vitals and stuff. And Robin says to Vigo, you think this is a response to the captain's death? A sort of defense mechanism. She doesn't want to lose another person, so she's going to try to see every outcome. And Vigo nods slowly. And he says, the problem is I have never known Evelyn to how do you frame this? The problem is, Doctor, I have never met someone quite as determined as Evelyn. And if she's gotten it into her mind that she's going to keep the rest of us alive no matter what, she's going to destroy herself before this is all over. And Robin just pauses and he just says, it gets harder and harder not to, or no, he wouldn't say that. He says, sometimes it's hard to not see these abilities as nothing but destruction. And Vigo, I think he says, is that not what they are? We have to force, we have to feed psychics pills to keep them from going insane and killing everyone they love. And Robin shakes his head and he says, that's not what they were created to be. There's a way that I can fix this. There's a way that I can make this better. But we have to get to id. I don't know if there's anything else I can do for Evelyn. Maybe up her dosage? I don't know. I'll monitor her here. You can... Well, someone else needs to... This is still Robin talking. Someone else still needs to oversee the rest of the evacuation of the station here. And Vigo just nods. And by evacuation, they just mean the White Sun Brotherhood coming on your ship and bringing all their stuff on and whatnot. Which in theory, you and your soldiers were taken care of, right? Because you were kind of in charge. You were telling people where to go, where to put their stuff, but Vigo's going to basically take that over for right now. And Vigo's he nods and he says, I think they're almost finished anyway. Just have to lug the Hephaestus engine on board, if that is our plan. I'm not sure what Fergus has decided about that yet. And then he walks away, and Robin is just continuing to monitor your vitals. So I think we cut away to Fergus. What is your plan now that Evelyn is not really there to do any precog stuff for you?
Well, I guess I go to Dylan's room to grab her and Ziva.
Yeah.
So real quick about that last conversation.
Yep.
Was Robin the one saying that that he could give her pills?
Yeah, he was like, I could up her dosage to like try to keep this more under control.
So he's already giving her pills.
All psychics take pills.
All psychics take pills to control MES. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, you've been doing that since day one.
We haven't really like spotlighted too much, but yeah, technically, yeah.
But it's it's a pretty simple thing. It's literally just like taking like a vitamin every day, right? It's not a huge deal. It's just like you have to keep doing it, otherwise things can start to break. And so she's just like, well, I could up her dosage maybe, and that'll help control it a little bit more. But he hasn't decided whether or not he's going to do that yet. He doesn't know how bad this is with you, so
I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Carly is not here currently. But if you just want to grab Ziva, that's fine. I mean, I don't know if we need to play out anything there, Fergus. Right.
Well, I was gonna have Carly use her thing.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess. Oh, what are you up to before this is happening?
Well, I had something I wanted to talk to my dad about. So if we need a filler for that, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess I probably show up to wherever he went when he left Evelyn's room.
No, so he's still in Evelyn's room. Actually, Vigo left to go.
Oh, okay. I'll probably wait for him to leave her room.
I don't think he does, right? Like, not until you guys leave, or at least, right? Because Evelyn's like going crazy and might hurt herself. So
yeah. Then I guess I'll knock on the door. Then that's fine.
Yeah. So he just says, "Come in," without like looking up.
Yeah. So I open the door and step in. I look over at her to sort of see what condition she's in.
I think she's just sleeping right now. Okay. And then I think Robin's like just like looking at his data pad, some medical journal or something.
Yeah. So now, like, how is she?
She is. Well, she's not doing so great. She's pushing herself too hard. I don't know what you know about torching exactly, but when a psychic pushes beyond their capacities, bad things can happen. Permanent damage can occur, and I don't know how far she's gone down this road already. Her sleeping is probably what's best for now. I gave her a sedative. Should keep her down for a little while.
Is there anything you can do about the damage or whatever?
There's nothing right now that I can do about any permanent strain she's put her body under. But there are a couple of solutions that I could try if things get too dangerous. One, I could just give her an increased dosage of MES medication, but that usually makes a psychic less responsive to pretty much anything. She'd be a walking corpse for a while. She'd be fine, but she wouldn't be very responsive.
So it seems like that stuff doesn't work as well these days. Or at least for a lot of people. I don't know.
And the thing is, I don't know if this is a larger issue. I don't know if this is similar to what, and you can know that he was about to say your brother.
Yeah.
What happened to,
Yeah.
It could just be normal psychic strain, pushing herself too far. And if that's the case, my solution apparently worked with Tamara. Might not even help. Right now, I'm just going to keep monitoring her and seeing if I can pick up any anomalies.
What is it that you think that the guy who saw the scream can tell you that'll help? with all this stuff.
I'm trying to remember why he knows about this dude. I think he must have
talked about that, but I don't remember.
He must have read it. He must have followed the legend of the guy who saw the scream and.
Yeah, I think we asked about that. Maybe it was in the after show or something.
Yeah, I think it was along those lines where he just pursued it further and found. Oh, I remember. It was he found information in the secret station that he was working in. Because it was a secret data bank of a bunch of cool high tech stuff from the past. And it got destroyed. So that's fun. But basically he was like, whoa, this is real data on this creepypasta legend. It's actually true.
You're right.
And basically the idea, I think for him is basically, and I think he just says this because you actually asked him the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just says, my research has shown me that if anyone understands these abilities, it would be this man. Whether or not he's willing to release that information, I don't know how amiable he's going to be, but hopefully we can convince him to at least have a conversation. Or maybe there's some data that I can borrow from him.
Well, what if we don't need him to see the scream? I mean, or whatever, to answer your questions. We still have to go on this suicide mission?
Well, according to Commander Sorum, if we want to stop the Imperium from conquering the galaxy, we do.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna. Look, I saw the scream in a vision. It's hard to explain, but I was with Fergus, which was probably the only reason I was able to go back that far.
You must have told him about your postcognition, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, so he frowns and he says, that is... I knew you had postcognition, but you saw...
That was a little bit of exposition for the audience there. I knew you had a postcognition. Since we forgot how we put it in.
Yeah.
Hopefully by now they know. Yeah.
That is very far back.
Yeah. Well, so I was trying to figure out where the Hephaestus engine came from. And I expected it to end with whoever built it, but it just kind of kept going. And eventually, everything burned up. And everything burned up. And then, but I guess I was going backwards. So I guess it unburned up. And then there were these, I don't know, there was this alien, but he saw us. Well, saw Fergus. I don't know if he saw me. I think he did. I don't remember if I asked him anything. And he actually talked to us, not normal. It wasn't just it was he actually could tell we were there. And then he talked with Fergus and they said some stuff. And Fergus asked, actually, I don't remember exactly how it went, but basically I've forgotten most of the conversation, right? I just had this gut instinct about why we couldn't.
No, I don't think you forgot anything, but that your response, you rolled an insight to figure out what was the meaning behind that, and you had a gut instinct about what it meant.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically Fergus asked why. I don't remember.
How to use the Hephaestus engine.
Or yeah, how to use it. Yeah, how to use the engine, and the alien said we had to be. It was a problem with our heart or something, and I don't know why, but I felt like he meant we needed to be better, or we weren't good enough, decent enough or something. I don't know, but it's all over my head. But I don't know. Maybe it means something to you.
And he's sitting back, just soaking all that information in, and he says, "That is some story."
Yeah, but if I could do it again, then we wouldn't need this guy. We wouldn't need to go.
Ode, I don't want you to risk that again. We don't know what this ability can do.
Honestly, I feel like I'm a lot more likely to die in a suicidal war with the Imperium than some slideshows.
We're not going to face the Imperium head on, if that's what you're thinking.
Sure. feel like that was never our plan, and it pretty much always happened. I don't know.
Oh,
that seems like a...
I don't think you understand how dangerous these talents are. Exactly. It's one thing to be going crazy from advanced MES. It's quite another thing to delve into the furthest capabilities of a power such as this and provoke it yourself. That's what will happen if you keep pushing. You do realize that, right? That's why your brother went mad.
I'm pretty sure my brother went mad because he had some crazy advanced MES thing that no one could figure out. And because his meds stopped working.
But that's the thing, Ode. I figured out a piece of it. This isn't something that just happens to people. It's something that they trigger by pushing too far.
Well, I mean, Fergus's meds work, and I've never seen anyone do anything half as crazy as him.
And his face darkens, and he says, I have my own worries about that one.
Well, I mean...
Oh, you're your own person, so you can take any risk that you want. I don't know what it would do to me to lose another son. Not like that, anyway. Not when I could stop it.
Well, then I guess you understand how I feel, because I don't want to lose my dad to a battle he doesn't have to fight when I can just look up the answer myself. If I can stop you from getting killed in a war that it has nothing to do with what you're trying to learn. We don't need to do this.
There are any number of ways that we can go past an Imperium blockade if it comes to that.
I mean, you understand that this map thing is the only thing between them and capturing the entire galaxy or whatever. I don't know. But my point is,
it's more complicated than that.
Well, regardless, as soon as we steal it, they're just gonna there will have no attention on anything else. They won't be able to just run forever. What good is you learning how to save people going to do if we're just living in the backwater planet all the time, running, hoping we don't die?
You seem to be going in circles here, Ode. If we don't stop the Imperium from doing that, then what's the point of you looking into the past?
So we can figure out this thing with the psychics. Look, the Empire already owns most of the sector. What they go and do to other sectors, maybe they'll die out there, and then there won't be a problem here anymore. But that's nothing to do with this psychic thing.
He just is shaking his head, and he says, "Oh, I'm not going to stop you from doing whatever it is you want to do, but you have to see that you're talking yourself into circles here. You're just trying to find any hole in any of these paths, and the issue is there will be a risk in any of them. I'm telling you, from what I know, that's the bigger risk. Breaking your mind in half."
Yeah, but then there's only risk to me. If we're going through with this, we're all at risk. More than risk, we're all dead.
Make a talk roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My best skill. So good I can't even find it. What? Where is it? There it is. All right. Charisma. Well, 8's not bad considering.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So I think he just says, I've already said what I can say. No, he says, I've already said my piece. You can make your own decisions, Ode.
Yeah, he just shakes his head and goes to walk out. I think he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah. Cool. And then Fergus, you wanted to go grab Evelyn?
No, Carly.
Or sorry, Evelyn. Sorry, Dylan. That's what I meant to say.
Dylan and Ziva.
Yep. So it's just whatever room Dylan has on the frigate. Do you knock? Do you just walk in?
What am I, an animal?
The VI announces your entrance. Master Fergus is at the door. The Supreme Lord of the Universe, Fergus McGurnahale is at the door. Whatever you've programmed it to say.
Does the door open? Oh, we can't hear you, Carly.
Oh, you're muted.
Still can't hear you. Did you try setting it to Wumbo?
My mic came unplugged from the power strip somehow.
Oh, no.
That would do
it. Yeah, she opens the door.
Hey, Evelyn. Do you think you can help me with the Hephaestus said? Dylan, Evelyn.
I feel less bad about you.
Lynn.
I'm gonna change my name to Ryan.
No. Hey, Dylan, do you think you could help me out with the Hephaestus engine? I can't figure it out.
And you think I'd be able to do something?
I have an idea that might involve you, but mostly I need Ziva.
Okay. Dylan just looks to Ziva, and I guess they go with you.
Sure.
Yeah, I tried getting her before, but Evelyn was being weird.
She says, the doctor's with Evelyn now. I can come with you, Fergus.
Thanks. We go to the engine.
Nice.
All right, I just need you to stand next to it.
She stands. So there's like a containment facility that is behind containment glass and whatnot. She stands next to the glass and looks back at you. Do I have to go any closer than this?
Does the thing react in any way?
Not automatically, no.
From my rolls, mechanically it should work, right? Like the rolls I've made. Mechanically there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh yeah, not like in an actual mechanical sense, no.
Yeah. Or in a programming sense, or
No.
We just don't know how to activate it.
Yeah.
In a juju sense.
Yeah, in a juju sense. Exactly.
Was I able to ascertain not the requirements, but the physical way to activate it? Like the futuristic power button?
I think in theory, there isn't a power button. It's like a power source itself, right? So as soon as you get all the pieces together, I don't know, you just start going.
We all back away ish, except her.
Okay.
Does that mean
I think I'm gonna have her make a mental save.
Uh-oh. She's not good at those. Could she have advantage?
You passed the good person test.
Is that a mental save though?
Oh my goodness.
Ziva, you're a god.
Very good.
What was I worried about? She always passes.
That's true. Yeah. So I think what happens is as soon as you guys step away and she's standing there, nothing happens at first, right? So she's just okay. Is there something else you want me to do, Fergus, or just gonna stand here? You said it was gonna explode. I don't really want to go inside.
It shouldn't explode, and even if it does, I'll be able to heal you.
Yeah, and I think she turns towards it for the first time, the Hephaestus engine, and then puts her hand on the glass, just kind of looking at it. She's like, It looks kind of weird. And her hand drops. And then she just says, to like no one, she just says, yes.
Oh, I don't like that. Creepy.
I don't know. Should I? Okay. And then she just like takes a step over to like the door and just presses the button, and the like safety door slides open, and she just steps inside and just keeps like walking towards the Hephaestus engine. And
do I get any feedback through the mental link or no?
Well, she has to like explicitly project it to you, so I don't think so.
Okay.
You could try to push telepathically right now and try to read her mind.
Yeah. Well, she has to make another mental save then for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Which she's gonna. She always succeeds. I don't think she's failed a single one. Yep.
I don't think she has. Yeah, I think you're right.
She's a real man character.
In a weird way, yeah, kind of. She's at least the like character who will be the main character of the sequel series, whatever that is, right?
Right. Yeah. Once we're all dead from all
she's the protege that will become the new protagonist. And by the way, I think I described this last time, but Ziva is wearing like her combat field suit and like has her pistol and her monofilament blade like strapped on, and but she's also still, you know, a 12-year-old girl. So take that picture as you will. So she steps towards the Hephaestus engine, kind of like stops like a pace away from it, and then just like holds up her hand, and then she like squints. At any point, you guys can like try to stop this or whatever, you know. But I think she just says, "I don't know how to answer that question." Kind of more louder than she has before. I don't know. What are you asking of me? And she just like bites her lip. She turns back to the two of you. And she says, "It wants me to touch it."
I want to try to do psychic things to see if I can figure out anything about what's happening.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your telepathy weirdness or whatever.
Can I assist her with my telepathy weirdness?
I guess like since you're in the mind link or whatever. Okay. Go ahead and roll yours first, Fergus.
Mine's probably not going to be good because I have not used it much at all.
Cool.
That's worth like a plus 2, right?
I just roll my telepathy skill.
Yes, and you can add another +1 from Fergus.
What stat does she roll that with?
I was just about to ask that.
Intelligence, probably.
Ooh, yikes.
7's not super great. It's like on the very threshold of you did something successfully. Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think it's enough in this case. I think you just feel a wall, Dylan, that you can't move past. Okay. And weirdly, in front of you, it seems like it's like you see the wall of your room in the Void's Grace before you as like the image you see in your mind. It's like a vivid image that reminds you of like being in your room, like reading, right? And just like what your wall looked like at that point. It's weird, kind of visceral. It's almost like a smell, right? Like a single sensory,
like that kind of like memory activating,
immediate
feeling.
Sensory activation. Yeah, that like brings you back to a memory. And then it passes, and Ziva just shakes her head slowly, and then says, "I don't think you can do it yet, Dylan."
Was Ziva looking at me at all?
Yeah, she's been looking at you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
For the last couple sentences she said.
That would have been creepy.
But I think she just reaches out and touches the thing. And I'm gonna have her make a physical save. And she succeeds it again.
What is this
Oh,
creature?
So she touches the Hephaestus engine, and it purrs to life. And she frowns, and then her eyes widen, and she says, I can't. No, you don't understand. I can't do it. It's too much. I'm not ready. And then she just like lets her hand free, and then the Hephaestus engine just dies. And she kind of stumbles back a little bit, and she says, what? It was talking to me, Fergus. Calling out to me. Asking me a question.
What did it ask?
Will you use me rightly? I thought I could. And then it was like I saw all the possibilities, all the things I could do with it. And suddenly I realized I would do bad things with it.
You did a really good job. Thank you. But yeah, I think that's enough Hephaestus engine for you for now.
Forever.
She nods slowly. Why was it talking to me, Fergus? It's not alive, is it?
Because you're a good person, that's why.
What? Machines talk to you? Machines talk to you if you're a good person?
Well, that one does.
You have to remember, she was born on Xanless. Yeah, she just frowns, and then I think we just cut away from the scene there.
Okay, so, well, I've solved your Hephaestus engine.
You just have to have a good person. Sucks to be you, I guess.
Oh, Caleb, we have a good person.
You have a good person?
Yeah.
Who?
David's dad.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, in theory.
Do you want to grab him and bring him?
Yeah, why? I mean, unless we want to do a different scene.
I don't think there is a different scene right now, right? Like you guys are just.
Well,
yeah.
I have a different scene.
Sure, yeah. Let's alternate. What's your scene, Connor?
So I am on my feet out of the hospital bed, and I come up to Vigo, and I say, and I'm like all dressed and ready to go, and I say, I would like to go shopping, please.
He frowns and looks at you, and it's almost like a frown that's threatening to turn into a smirk, and he's not sure which one it's going to be. But yeah, he's just like confusedly like looking at you, like waiting for an explanation.
Yeah, you'll get an explanation for sure. Yeah.
Sounds like I won't get an explanation.
I say, are we on a planet? I can't remember. Have we landed anywhere yet?
We're coming up to a station no, we have the Fest engine, so we were loading all the
somewhere soon.
White Sun Brotherhood people in, right? Which is at a space station, I think, right?
Sorry, say that again.
We're at a space station, right? Because we're loading all the White Sun Brotherhood people onto our ship. Yeah. Okay. Do they have clothing shops and jewelry stores?
They do not.
Bummer. What kind of terrorist organization?
I guess he says as much. He just says, exactly where do you want to do this shopping? We're kind
Wherever, I guess.
We're kind of in the middle of nowhere, Evelyn.
Oh well, at the next planet, they have a particular store that I think I should go see.
Did we decide which planet we're going to?
I just did just now.
And which planet would that be, Evelyn?
Literally the closest planet that there is on our way.
So you're currently on Lucretia, so manned?
Is that where we were going anyway?
No. Are you talking about manned, Connor?
Sure.
Although,
I forgot we have an actual map. Yeah.
So also, just so you know, like most of the travel time involved in getting somewhere is in system. I don't think, like, especially for our ship, travel between them is actually, I think, faster. It's at least the same.
It's very fast. Yeah.
It's probably better for us to just go wherever we were planning to go, like time wise, because most of the time it takes is flying to the planet once you get into system, anyways. But I mean, I don't know if the planet we're going to has any stores.
The thing, well, it maybe would. I'm actually interested in that suggestion, Connor, because the closest system that's like civilized is manned, and manned is the system you guys did your gaming on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's still people there? Didn't they like?
Well, they
no,
they didn't bomb it. They dismantled the gaming circuit. And they said no fun. But right.
No wonder we've been killing them for 2 seasons.
Exactly. That's how you guys took it. It was like the fun suckers came, the fun police, and told everyone that they couldn't have fun anymore.
Wait, they weren't called the fun police? I'm confused. I've been confused this whole game, apparently.
But yeah, I'm honestly very interested with that suggestion. So continue, please. With so he's just like, manned. What's there except for your old? I mean, you know the gaming circuit doesn't exist anymore, right?
There's a record shop I'd like to see.
What's a record?
It's an old storage device for music.
Why do you need a separate storage device for just music?
I don't think I can explain.
It doesn't matter. Why do you need to go to this store?
What's that?
Why do you need to go to this store? Exactly.
There's something that I need to buy. It's for a friend.
Evelyn, we told you to stop precogging. Did you precog again?
No. Vigo, please.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm being insensitive. What do you need?
Just want you to come with. As if I start not seeing, I won't be able to get back to the ship.
Of course. Evelyn, what is at this store? Why is it so important?
I'll show you when we get there.
Make a talk roll.
We can listen to it together.
Make a talk roll, because like not telling him the important information is
really
take convincing. Like, because he's like worried about you. He's like, I think she's going insane. Maybe we shouldn't go here at all, right?
Okay, yeah. You should just not have me do this talk roll because the scenes can be worth it.
I think you need to do the talk roll. Like, it'd be one thing. Like, Evelyn she's in charge, so Evelyn can just do this. But this is like charisma. This is convincing him it's a good idea, or that you're in your right mind, right? Yeah, 5.
Okay, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, you can force the issue for sure.
Yeah.
So I think he just says, Evelyn, I don't think you should. You're not thinking straight right now.
I understand your concern, but I can't not go here.
Evelyn, Mand is in Imperium space. You're going to risk everything for what? A song?
Yes.
And he frowns. Didn't say anything.
This is going to help me. Or I don't know. I just need you to trust me. And I need you to come with me because I don't much trust myself on myself. Or alone.
He doesn't nod, but he seems to have a little bit of acceptance kind of cross across his face. And he says, okay. You can place your knight on the board. Just be aware what you're risking.
I understand.
Okay. I guess we're going to Mand.
Yeah.
Good.
Fergus.
Do you think they have TL5 stuff at Mand?
I mean, they at least had TL5 like gaming devices, right? Like they had the cutting edge gaming stuff throughout the entire sector. So.
I want a jetpack, but they only make them in TL5 gravity flavor. So.
So Fergus, you wanted to grab Robin because we have to finish this up before we actually go anywhere. So Fergus, you want to grab Robin, bring him over?
Yes, sir.
What do you tell him exactly? Hey, I need you to touch this incredibly volatile power device that might blow you up and kill you. But it'll be fine because you're a good person, right?
Yeah.
Chair's like, exactly that.
I also need to have him do a checkup on me, but that can wait. Hey, Dr. Robin, sir.
Robin is fine. What is it, Fergus?
There's a few things, but one, I think I need a checkup, but that can wait. We have more pressing matters right now.
He gives you a look like, I don't know if that is the case. Like, maybe that is the most pressing. But it passes, and he says, "What is it exactly?"
So you know the Hephaestus engine?
Yes. Have you got it working yet?
Yeah. Your son and I went into the past and talked to the alien who created it.
Yeah. He told me.
Yeah. And apparently, we need a morally good person to use it. And apparently I don't cut it. And
apparently.
Yeah, he's just like,
what a surprise.
Tiptoe.
You're one to talk.
And what do you need me for exactly?
To use the Hephaestus engine? You're probably, I mean, other than your wife, but I doubt you want her to do it. She might be able to. But you seem like the nicest guy here.
Well, nice doesn't mean good, Fergus.
Well, you're willing to risk your life to save the universe, and you haven't done anything evil, so. And you don't murder people.
I'll give it a try, Fergus. I can't promise anything.
But yeah, I think you can do it. Probably.
Okay. Yeah, he comes with you down to the containment room.
Do I think linking my mind to his would help him not like die?
It might help him not die if something goes wrong, but it also would make it more dangerous by virtue of you being there, right? Like you're probably upping the danger levels that are possible by tagging along. So the idea basically would be if you let him go alone, something bad might happen, but it will be less. But if you
go, I'll let him go on this.
Okay.
I'll be right here if you need me. Just yell.
He nods. All right. What do you need me to do? He's like standing next to the containment glass, and he's like, what's the process here exactly? Do I try to turn it on? Where's the button?
Go in there and you'll know.
He's like, you can see on his face like just a moment of like, this isn't an elaborate assassination attempt, is it? And then it passes, and he's like, oh, okay.
He's like, oh, he could just eviscerate me by looking
exactly,
at me.
Yeah. And he, opens the door, and steps in, and I'll go ahead and make a mental save for him.
Oh, he has a...
Oh, that scared me. Connor, don't do that to me.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so
I think with a crit success, he doesn't need to roll a physical save.
He steps in, right? And at first, like his first reaction is just like, he stands there for a moment and he says, Fergus, I don't know what you expect me to... And his eyes widen. And he looks kind of up like he's seeing someone or something in front of him. And he says, I'm not worthy for this. I can't be expected to. And then he kind of pauses. And kind of resignation crosses across his face. And he nods slowly and he says, if that's what you want. All right. I'll do it. And he steps over to the Hephaestus engine, puts a hand on it, and it starts up way more powerfully than Ziva could make it go. And it's not like dangerous or anything. It doesn't seem like it's like gonna explode or whatever. It's just like powerful, right? It hums to life. It seems to vibrate the whole chamber. And when he lets go of his hand, it stays on. And then he turns back to you and he says, Fergus?
Yeah?
Who's going to be using this thing?
I mean, I thought it would be you. I thought that's how it would work.
I don't know the first thing about what we could power with this, or what were we going to use it for?
For now, to power the ship's engine so we can get to where we're going way quicker.
He nods slowly and he says, yes, I think that will work.
Did he say? What did he say?
He looks at you. Who?
The little alien who lives in the engine.
Alien?
Or I don't know how it works. I'm guessing.
And it's almost as if he doesn't remember the conversation he had with the nothingness.
You were talking to it, like you heard something.
Yes, I suppose. It was mostly just light. It was hard to tell if it was actually saying anything or if I just felt something. Fergus, I'll let you rig it to the engine. I may be able to turn it on, but I don't know the first thing about actually doing anything with it. And then he looks you in the eyes and he says, just make sure you tell me what you're doing with it.
Sounds like a plan. And then the camera zooms behind him and his fingers are crossed.
Really?
No.
Okay. I was like, that would be a Fergus thing to do, I feel.
Yeah.
Fergus is not evil. He's in a morally ambiguously gray.
So Fergus, which doesn't exist in the real world. So Fergus, go ahead and make a fix roll for me.
I ain't making the fix roll.
Has the best fix? Is it Ziva?
Thought it was Dylan.
Ziva has a +1.
I know I have fixed.
Dylan?
Oh.
I think I just have a +1.
You have +0.
No, I have +0. Wow.
I guess Ziva's gonna put this together. And I think honestly it's like
someone on the ship or in the.
Well, yeah, I mean, the White Sun Brotherhood probably, in theory, had someone like that, but I think they died when they were trying to figure out the Hephaestus engine. Remember?
Well, they probably have somebody who can like fix cars and has a better stat.
I don't know if they do. I mean, like,
yikes.
So keep in mind, bombs? You guys are like gods among men in this setting in terms of like actual skill level of things. Yeah. And I think it's more interesting if everyone's like, does anyone know how to rig technology?
I mean, it also makes like there's a non-zero chance that if the terrorist tries and interact with the morality sensing mega bomb, that might be a bad idea. So maybe that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
I would like to help with programming.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll.
Use robots. Robots don't have souls. You can just fix it from afar.
And is Dylan going to help with that as well? She has fixed, you said?
I can.
Sure. I suppose. I don't know if you can do multiple.
I don't know.
Multiple help rolls. I'm fine with it for now, but I'll look it up again later.
At what point do you give +2 to the roll?
So it doesn't.
Technically,
you don't in the rules, but I would be fine if you got like 14 or higher, like a god level roll, getting a +2.
So every time I roll a dang it.
Nice try, Jared. Jared was trying to do that thing where he just like says it before and just hopes that it will actually come true.
It got 6 on 3d6.
Yeah, intelligence. Yeah, you can both have a +1.
Yay.
All right. So, and I think honestly, the way this is framed, right, is everyone's like asking, or like, wait a second, who actually knows how to do this sort of stuff? And like, it's like that awkward moment where as soon as the White Sun Brotherhood like says, oh yeah, that person died. Like, everyone is thinking in their mind, oh, Till would have been the person to do this. And then that's the moment where we see Ziva just like go over to Till's old toolbox, which I think he left on the frigate or something. Like, because maybe I think let's say that like he brought his old toolbox over to the frigate at one point during the voyage to like fix something, Evelyn, for you. Or no, wait a second. That wouldn't make sense because this is a different frigate.
Ever on the frigate?
Yeah, this is a different frigate from the one before. The capital ship was the other thing that you guys had. So I guess I think like the way that Ziva goes
it's probably just a toolbox that resembles his.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. Basically, is like it just like the image seems similar to you guys. You all see like a weird image of like, oh, this is exactly how Till opens up his toolbox, and I think we just hear Ziva like starting to grumble in Greek, right, as she brings out all the tools, and then she puts her hands on her hips and looks back at everyone and says, "All right, so." Fergus, I'm going to need you to make sure that the computer will accept the new piece of technology. And and Dylan, can you help me with the more, with the, what would she say? Do you help me with holding this particular piece into place? I think it's going to be really difficult. We're probably going to need multiple people on it. And then she just starts like giving orders.
Can we appreciate that the girl who just asked machines talk to you if you're good is the best mechanic? The one that we're letting work with.
Wonderful. All right, here we go. I clicked it.
Didn't show up for me either.
There it is. 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the Hephaestus engine we're talking about, so it's not like the most efficient hookup that has ever existed, but it works, right? Like there's nothing going to be catastrophically wrong with this. It's probably just not as efficient as it could be. That's the main drawback. So I mean, still though, it's the Hephaestus engine. So I think let's go ahead and for simplicity's sake, let's just say that basically you don't need to travel in system anymore. Right? Like, so all of that travel time is just cut out entirely. So it's just going through drive space. That's the issue.
We can like drive space to a place more precisely
pretty
or
much.
Something.
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Cool.
Right.
I like that.
So I think as Ziva's looking at this, and Ziva and you and Ziva are looking at this, Fergus, like the schematics for it and what the computer is now telling you can do, right? On the frigate. Ziva frowns and she says, I don't know a whole lot about space travel, but from what I remember looking over Till's shoulder, is that saying what I think it's saying? And she like points at like a readout, what basically says like it's as if so normally this number, which is like the number that means this is the gate, like this is the drive space entry point to the system, and it's usually always the same number. It's like 0, right? That like and it's almost to the point where like no one ever even pays attention to the fact that there's even an entry for this number, because it's always the same, because you're always going to the end of the hyperspace lane, right? That's what you're going to. But it's like it gives you a range now. It's like -20 to +20, and it's like, is that saying what I think it's saying? It's as if the drive space entry point is wider than it was before. If the numbers here are correct, that means we could basically appear anywhere in a solar system, I think.
Yes.
We're going to want to be careful with this. I think you could go into a planet and kill us if you didn't do it right.
Well, I'm not the pilot.
I watched a movie the other day of someone drive spacing into a planet. It didn't go very well. Everyone's eyes exploded. Not the rest of them, just their eyes, but...
Well, let's
enough.
make sure that doesn't happen.
She nods vigorously. All right, well, where are we going exactly? And it's almost as if Ziva's just like taking control of the whole thing. It's like the de facto captain of the... Yeah. In terms of... She's playing the role of Till, basically, is what she's doing right now.
I guess we're going to the planet that I thought we were going to.
Well, the system is manned. The planet is Swa.
But you thought we were going somewhere else, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Evelyn. I don't think Evelyn has shared the new destination. So I was actually expecting Evelyn to just speak up at this point, like walking in.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking I'm literally like just out of commission. I just want to go shopping. But
well, I mean, you can still be that, and then like have a weird moment of you just walk in and say like we're going here, right?
Oh, right, because they're saying we're going somewhere else.
The idea was to go to Vitz.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I step in and I say, "Sorry, Ziva, we're going here."
Why are we going there?
Why are we deviating our path to save the entire potential universe?
I need some help. And
help? Or, like reinforcements? You have friends other than
No, I need to help a friend. And I think if I help my friend, it'll help me.
And Vigo steps up behind her at that point and then looks at you, Fergus, and says, "She's insisting. I think it's related to her condition right now. I think, well, it's Evelyn's call to make. It's her ship."
Yeah, but we're also much more powerful than Evelyn.
Vigo gives you a dark look.
I'm also more powerful than you, but
dang, son.
Yikes.
Square it up.
Ziva's just like looking back and forth from everybody, like,
how far out of the way is it?
Well, now that we've done what we've done, we've cut the amount of time this is going to take us, and like down by 6 days or something. So to be fair, it's not,
it's going to take probably even less time than it was before to do the normal route, right?
Okay. I don't know where it is yet. So she's being. I don't know where it is yet. This could be a big nothing. She's just being purposely. What's the word?
Cryptic.
Dodgy.
Didn't you say where you're going, Evelyn?
No, she just said she needed a friend.
Well, I said we're going here, but I didn't say it out loud where I want to go. But I want to go to Manda or whatever.
Mand.
Yeah. I meant to, like, my character says where I want to go.
Sure.
Right.
I just didn't say it myself.
Yeah, and on the map here, that's only 2x's away.
Yeah.
So with your spike drive level, I mean, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm fine. I still want the conversation of me telling Vigo I'm more powerful.
I'm trying to remember. It's spike drive level 3, I think, is what you guys have.
That sounds right.
Which divides it. I think it's 2 days per hex. Let me look this up again. I always forget what this is. Let me take a look here real quick. Space travel. This is not space travel. Here we go. Spike drill.
It has a hex range equal to its rating. A drive 3 can reach a star 3 hexes away.
The transit time is 6 days per hex travel divided by the spike drill rating. So drive 3 would be 2 hexes.
Yeah, it'd be
2 days per hex, and you can move a total of 3 hexes per jump.
Right.
So yeah, 4 days and you're in manned. But I think that's where we're going, right?
Yep. As long as no one wants to fight me about it.
I mean, none of the others know. I mean, I guess in the time we can call everyone up, because Fergus still thinks this is a group. A decision to make.
Right. Wait, I'm confused. What are you saying, Jared?
Fergus calls everyone to the bridge, or like the main cast.
Sure.
It's like, hey, Evelyn wants to go here first.
I thought y'all were in the engine. I know you just move up to the bridge, though.
Yeah, we're up to the bridge.
Yeah, because you were looking at the readouts and stuff of like travel. Okay. Yeah.
What's up? We're having a powwow.
Yeah. We're just talking about where we're going next.
I thought we already.
This is a group. Oh yeah, Evelyn wants to go here. Since this is obviously, a group decision.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, sure.
Okoto's like, weren't we going to Vitskoi?
I guess not.
Mio Young Jaws holding her digital clipboard with 2 hands, like in the background, like looking nervously at everybody.
I don't think Evelyn feels the need to explain herself to these people. I think she's just like, Fergus disagrees, but everybody else knows I'm the boss, so it's not going to matter.
By everyone, you mean the small crew you have, not any of the new people.
Well, they know the ship.
The entire White Sun would probably be like, that's a bad idea. But they don't really get to say.
They'd be like, that's a bad idea, but it's her ship, so they wouldn't say anything. Right?
Does Evelyn think she's in charge of the White Sun as well?
Well, Evelyn's in charge of her ship, so the White Sun are piggybacking right now.
They're hitching a ride.
Yeah, they're hitching a ride.
As long as they don't decide that maybe they're crusading for the safety of the galaxy is more important than their shopping spree and stage a coup, but that's down the road.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Well, so far, Okoto and the White Suns haven't actually had an explanation given to why they're going there, so that their just assumption is like, oh, okay, you got to pick up some special stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I think Okoto and Mio are looking around like something's weird about this tension in the room right now, but we don't really want to get into it. I really think this is just Fergus versus Evelyn. So I think it's just Fergus deciding whether or not he wants to stand down or push or press the issue.
But Fergus is fine. Fergus just wants to
decide as a group.
Yeah, decide as a group.
I think Evelyn made it clear first thing off that it wasn't a group decision.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is Fergus's problem.
He just doesn't care. Yeah. So how much longer is this going to take then? This detour?
Not long.
Caleb, what's the
couple hours at best?
How is that possible?
But it's not a couple hours. It was 5 days, is what Caleb said, right?
4 days.
Oh, I meant a couple hours on the planet.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I meant on. The only reason that Oda's agreeing to this is because he knows it's going to delay us severely. So he wants to know how much the delay will be.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since Evelyn's being purposely cryptic again, it'll delay us. Caleb, what's the exact time it'll delay us from getting to this planet to the next planet we're planning on going?
Oh, good question.
Extra 2 days, or wait, you say it's 2 hexes away? 4 days then?
So if you had just gone straight to Vitskoi, it would have taken
10 days.
10 days.
Yeah.
I
don't know how it's.
And now it's going to take 12 days.
All right, yeah.
So 2 extra days.
Right.
Plus some hours.
Yeah, it'll take between 2 to 3 extra days. Oh yeah, we rigged the ship so it's faster now. That's relevant information.
Wait, you did what?
Your dad's apparently real cool.
You're gonna have to explain.
He's pure of heart, and he has an anime power, and he can use the Hephaestus engine through the power of friendship.
The Hephaestus engine worked for him?
Yeah.
Like it's just like going now?
Yeah.
Ziva says it's hooked up to the ship right now.
Oh, so we're going faster, is what you're telling me.
We're going incredibly fast. Actually, right now we're going incredibly fast out of the, to the edge of the system.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with making a pit stop if we all agree as a group.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Works for me.
Dylan, I would assume you're here as well as Eva and your parents and David's parents.
Yeah, I don't think Dylan particularly objects. She's not really in a rush to get into another fight anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
I think the person, once you say that, Fergus, I think Akoto will just speak up and then just look at Evelyn and say, Evelyn, why do you need to go to Mand exactly?
Who says this?
Akoto.
Akoto. Like I said before. Well, she probably wasn't in the room before.
No. Yeah, Fergus called the meeting. Yeah.
I need some help with my head.
I mean, that's like my dad's job. He could probably. I mean, I'm still cool with going to Mand. I'm just saying.
Vigo speaks up at that point and says, Evelyn seems to think that something on Mand is going to help her get over this psychic block that she has. I, for one, am with you, Fergus, that this doesn't seem like the best decision in the world, but I trust Evelyn's judgment. I figure we're going to need a pregog to get out of this alive, so.
Yeah. Who's this friend that you want to see, Evelyn?
Vigo looks at you. Are you going to tell them that you're just picking up a song?
I think you actually asked about the friend, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
That is the friend. There is no friend. It's just a song.
Oh, well, I thought you said you wanted to buy it for a friend.
He's getting something for a friend.
Yeah.
I need to see Till.
Well, that took a weird turn. Look, I mean, I can.
How hard can you hit your head?
I can like past walk you, but I really don't think that's healthy. I think you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we're all sad about Till, but he's gone. There's nothing we can do. We all screwed the pooch.
So yeah, that's all.
We can't really save him.
Vigo's looking at you with pleading eyes, Evelyn, like, come on, just explain yourself. Like, give us something to go off of here.
Well, it's settled then. We're going to Mand. And she walks out.
It's not. Fergus closes the door.
So telekinetically.
No, I override the computer that I have control.
Right.
Yeah, I think Dylan just says, Evelyn, please just tell us what you mean.
This isn't a dictatorship, Evelyn. I motion to everyone other than her.
Yeah, a couple of Evelyn soldiers like do it like.
They know what they are. They're fodder.
They look down and they're wearing red shirts. And they're like, oh dang it.
It's canon. They're all wearing red shirts.
Yeah, I don't think she
signed the door. Yeah.
You're just kind of standing in front of a closed door now then.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything.
You just sit there.
Yep. She doesn't even turn back around. She just
I go up to Fergus and I like lean in and I'm like, they probably sell spaceships on man. And then remember we were talking about going in on a spaceship and then we won't have to worry about the
this has been a conversation that's been a long coming. We can't push it off any longer.
So he's whispering to you and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like if we just buy a spaceship, then we won't have to do this again.
I agree with that, but I doubt Dylan and Ziva want to leave.
Well, I mean, look, we're just going to fly next to them. But my point is, it won't be like our roof, my rules kind of thing.
And we won't be able to keep up with the ship. And it's not her roof.
Only one of them has the Hephaestus engine.
Yeah. We're
I just all right. Fine.
This is the ship that me and her stole together, correct?
No,
this is the
or that we traded for it.
Yeah, that you traded for it.
Yeah. So Evelyn didn't buy it. We bought it together with the money from the ship that we stole together.
That is
true. I mean, I guess
that's
fair, not that it matters because the Empire hates us all a lot, but legally is like both your names on the registration.
I mean, legally, I can take her name off the registration.
Well,
I think you
that's
did.
true, but
I think you did last session actually.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. I mean, we're not going to take this to Imperial Court because they just throw us in jail. I was just curious. Semantics.
But yeah, no, this is a long time coming. Till died. We all screwed up. None of us were able to save him, yet she's kind of making it all about herself.
Yeah, I think
we're all trying to mourn.
Dylan speaks up and she kind of like takes a deep breath before she says anything, and she just looks straight at Evelyn and is like, Evelyn, none of us gets to grieve till alone. That includes you.
That's why we're all going to man together. She still hasn't turned around.
Vigo is like standing where you were standing before Evelyn, and like kind of just has it. He's like clenching a fist, like tense.
She does. That's it. That's a good enough reason for her. We're all going to man together.
Everyone is just like waiting for something else to happen, feeling the tension.
Make a mental save. Connor, make a mental save.
He's reading your mind.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can. I think you can choose to fail mental save.
It's true. You can.
Yeah.
I don't.
Let the fate decide.
I want to though.
I'm just letting you know.
Ooh.
Dude,
he's done that so many times.
Dude, it is insane. How do we fail mental save?
I don't understand.
You guys fail mental saves.
You guys have such low save numbers to beat now.
Here, let's watch what mine would be.
Hey!
Wow! I got one. I think that's the first. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not.
It's not a real. It's not a real roll. So yeah.
That's the one time.
I mean, we're only one level away from having the best saves mechanically possible. So I mean, except for improving stats, I guess. But
wait, are we level 9 or 10?
9.
Oh, oops! I need to change that.
Oh yeah. Why do you have a 7? You should have a 6.
Yeah. There we go. I'm pretty sure everything else is.
Well, no, mine's are 7s. It depends on your stats.
Yeah, but Fergus is a psychic, so I'm pretty sure his should be a 6.
Yeah. But I wasn't. My level thing said 9. I leveled up everything except the actual
level. Yeah, because that's the one that changes your saves.
Mm-hmm. Right. Am I just like I need to see if I'm able to just keep doing this.
Well, but Jared, you have level 10 now. We're level 9.
What?
We are level 9. Your sheet says 10 now.
You're level 9.
Wait, what?
I'm looking at your sheet. It says 10.
You changed
we're
level 10.
I changed.
Yeah, we're level 9.
We're level 9.
What?
Yeah, that's what we just said.
What he said.
He said level 9, not 10.
Not 10 yet.
Oh.
You were at 8.
Your save was right. Yeah. I thought you said it said 9. I'm like, your saves are 7, 7, 6, and 7. That's exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all stat based.
Evelyn has intelligence.
Yeah.
A double intelligence bonus. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's only decreased by your
That's
stats.
what it is.
Yeah.
I just thought we were 10 for some reason.
I want to also try telepathy on Evelyn.
I feel left out and I go into the past.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's just me making a telepathy roll, right?
I think for you, yes.
Okay.
Because it normally would just be Evelyn doing another mental save, but
yeah,
this is you doing weirdness.
Doing weirdness.
You're talking with her brain.
And then 8 again.
8's a pretty average success. So the thing is, we know you have some amount of legitimate telekinetic or telepathic powers, but mainly your thing is object related. So, Evelyn, what's an object that you're carrying on your person that could speak to Dylan in this moment?
Some of Till's ashes that I stuffed in my pocket before I jumped out.
Okay. Jeez.
Okay.
Did it talk to you in Till's voice then?
I think so.
No.
That's awesome.
Right.
Okay.
I regret my decision.
Dylan, I think you just hear Till's voice in your mind say,
Oh no.
Let her do this. She needs it.
And I think she it startles her, she starts freaking. Well, she doesn't start freaking out, but she takes a step back. She almost falls down. And then she just one tear falls and she's like, okay, Evelyn, let's go.
And I glance at Fergus, look him right in the eyes.
I said this was a group choice, as it will be from now on. Do you have a problem with that, Evelyn?
She does not say a word.
I'm the captain.
Cool. Yeah. So I think
meet me. All right. Whatever.
head off to Mand. So I guess we just see. So this is the thing. You guys can drive space into orbit right around Mand. Fergus, you're gonna have to do some wizardry to keep the Imperium from immediately attacking or impounding your ship because you are flagged in the database or whatever.
Yeah. To be fair, just doing this at all will probably be what just happened. This ship just showed up in orbit.
I mean, yeah, you could probably do it. Fergus could probably work some magic to hide your gravity shadow or whatever it is, right? Yeah. So they don't notice on the radars or whatever.
We'll find out if Fergus can do that.
That's true, yeah. Make a program roll, my friend, with intelligence. We'll see.
You're a really short trip.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that's possible.
Not super great. So the thing is, I think Sample is in this system right now.
Oh no. That's the last thing I wanted to hear.
And
did you decide that just this moment?
Yes. I'm not going to have him do
because you failed.
I'm not going to have him do an automatic success because this isn't him. He didn't know he should spend it on you, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm going to make a roll for him just to see how well he's monitoring everything. And if he beats you, then he notices.
He's gonna win.
Yeah. So you got a pretty rough way.
So, and the thing is, Fergus, you just don't notice that he noticed, right? So you think everything's fine. What probably happens, right, is you are totally fine and going under the radar for every normal person in this sector, right? Or in
I think the thing that really gives it away is I'm normally concealing the gravity wave from a normal ship.
Yeah.
But the Hephaestus engine.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not do the calculations for that.
You know what? That's the main thing is Sample picks up on the Hephaestus engine signal. He's probably like has some way of like automatically detecting that that he's developed. And he just immediately notices the energy signature. And we just see him like, and it's like he's in the like Imperium space station. I think we actually get a shot of this. And it says the text on the bottom of the screen says what is it? It says Jules Station in orbit around SWA. And it's like a secret military station that the Imperium set up. And we can tell that he's not like stationed here per se. He's like in transit to somewhere else and just waiting here while he's like waiting to be transported somewhere else in the sector. But we see him just like doing some remote monitoring while he's waiting for transit. And he picks up this signal, and then we just see him like, I'm trying to think if what he exactly, I think he just like starts a tracking program, right? And just like is tracking all the signals that are coming from the ship. And so he's going to know what you guys do, but he doesn't actually do it like send anyone yet or alarm anyone about the situation. But we see him immediately attach like a bajillion like tracking programs to everything that is attached to this frigate. So all of your outgoing signals are going to be his. And we just cut back to you guys, and Fergus is like, I did it. Once again, I am programming master. Right. I think Ziva's like looking over your shoulder, and she says, how do you do that?
Pressing lots of buttons.
I know, it literally looks like you're just like randomly clicking buttons on the keyboard. It doesn't seem like that would actually do anything. It's almost as if we're pretending. Ziva looks at the
that's
camera.
The real scene.
She is a psychic.
Fergus sprouts 2 more arms and grabs a second keyboard and starts typing with all 4 of them just to be a show off.
She starts laughing. That's so gross. But yeah, so Evelyn, I assume you send a shuttle down to the surface. You and Vigo.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What are the rest of you doing while you're just kind of hiding, like in the shadow of a moon in orbit around?
Steve and I are buying the most expensive possible ship that can fit in their ship.
So I want to go down too because I also want to buy
I
something.
I didn't think of it until now, but so with me hearing Till's ashes speak, do I know that it was ashes speaking to me? Like, do I know what the object was?
You have no idea what the object was, I don't think.
Okay.
Because like you're still in practice with this. I think you just like reached out to Evelyn around her presence in general, and then you heard Till's voice, and you're just like, "What?"
Right. If I had known, then that would have prompted something. But maybe
I don't think you really understood what happened there, or whether you even imagined it.
Now you think that the ship is haunted.
The ghost of Till will haunt the ship forever. Cool. So, Ode, you said you also wanted to go down to.
Yeah, I want to buy a jetpack.
Okay. Fergus, is anyone else going with Ode so he doesn't get into trouble?
Yes.
I'll go.
All right. I think Ziva's, well, up to you guys. I think Ziva would probably want to come along if all of you were going.
I mean, yes, I'm not letting Ziva leave our site.
Sounds good.
Like one of the 3 of us always has to wash her.
Sounds good. Yeah, so the rest of them are just so I think Jenkins is like the ranking officer now. On the frigate, and so he'll look after everything. We haven't actually even seen him do anything this season, so we should have a conversation with him at some point.
Who? Sorry,
Jenkins,
Fergus's
brother.
Yeah.
I actually realized his real name is Thomas.
Yeah.
From the original flashback, so Jenkins is a nickname. I'm sure. It was probably a nickname that he had before he became a
he
robot
probably
too.
that when he ran into the room and drawed all the ads.
I'm pretty sure he used an alias because there were weird stuff on our home planet.
Right. But I think the thing is, Fergus recognized when he saw Jenkins for the first time, he said Jenkins. So I'm assuming that it must have been a nickname between the two of them, and that was the alias he chose when he became a robot. Right. That's the thing that makes the most sense.
He ran in and got the raid wipe.
Right. Exactly.
Started calling him Jenkins.
Yeah. You guys watched that one meme from
old forever
Earth.
Ago.
Yeah.
It was a game meme, so
Yeah. True. Cool. Connor stepped away for a second, so let's do shopping for you guys real quick. We can do that.
All right.
Anything in particular you want to buy besides a ship? It sounded like you were a ship and a jetpack.
Yeah. So I was wondering, can I spend money to make it have an infinite battery and also just be boots and not a jetpack?
Say that again.
I want to.
He wants jet boots.
I want to pay 5,000. It's a gravity harness is the actual item. Yeah. I want to pay 5,000, which is what it costs to put an infinite battery in a gun. For an infinite battery, so I don't have to switch it out. Mostly because I'm never gonna remember to do that. And second, I just picked 5,000 as a thing that pops up a lot, but I want it to be shoes and not a backpack because I don't want to have to wear a shirt.
Right. Is the infinite battery thing a pre-tech artifact thing? I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it?
It's likely.
Yeah, I shouldn't have given you guys any of those in the first place, so I'm not going to give you more.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that was like one of the mods you could get, like the Tempest Fugit or whatever, those sorts of things, right?
Well, I think it's in the list of regular mods. It's just that I think it's still TL5, but it's here installing mods. I can't believe I just happened to find that. Oh, these are Starship mods.
Yeah, so the planet is TL4, but technically the Imperium is on the system now, and they have... Actually, I don't know if they have any access to TL5 stuff. Let me check real quick at some of their planets. I think they might just have TL4. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they just have TL4 stuff.
It takes 1 unit of pre-tech salvage to make.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So it's not like actual pre-tech technology, just requires salvage from.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have that on the world now. Part of the thing too is this is an Imperium world now, which means everything is regulated.
Okay.
So first thing, honestly, is Fergus, you're gonna have to make a roll if you want to get in contact with the black market to avoid taxes and regulations and things. Which you can certainly do if you'd like.
Okay, still make it small.
Oh, 15's probably good. Yeah.
We get in a sale.
So this is the thing, Fergus. I think you get in contact, right, with the underworld. And you start getting all this information as to like, where to meet, what codes to use, all that stuff to like get these things clandestinely. But you recognize the user handle of the person who's kind of like running the thing. It's an old gaming buddy, obviously. And you guys tell me what, I think this is probably someone that most, if not all of you knew, some sort of gaming prodigy of some sort. What, I know who it is. What was the name? Carly, you just recently listened back. What was the name of your friend?
We said like 2 different names, I think, in like 2 different episodes.
That sounds like us. Wasn't it like Evan?
One of them was Evan. I don't, but we could just go with Evan.
If we know both of the names, then we can just say one's the first name, one's the middle name. But
that's true.
Let me see.
I think it was Alex. I think.
Let me check real quick and see if Evan is one of the names in here. If so, I think I'll go with that one.
I'm pretty sure it was Evan.
You should be one of those weirdos that has 2 first names. Alex, Evan, whatever.
I'm just getting a bunch of Evangelia soldier things when I type in Evan.
Great.
That's all that comes up there. I'm just getting Alexandria Molina stuff. Yeah, so I don't think either of those are the names.
I mean, I don't think we ever made a character for him because we just mentioned him in a flashback. So
yeah.
because we just mentioned him in a flashback. So
yeah. Well, since we can't remember him, we probably shouldn't make up a third name for him.
Yeah.
So let's say it's someone else. Who's someone? I don't. I'm trying to. Well, the thing is, like, I don't even know if that would be the guy who would be in charge of this sort of thing anyway. I think it would be fun if he shows up. If you guys are sticking around on this planet for any length of time, and I'll look up the name again and try to figure that out.
I would just call him Evan, and we'll say he changes his name all the time.
Well, the thing is, I don't even think that kind of person would be in charge of the black market in the first place. It's probably someone who's more likely a friend of Fergus's.
I mean, we're international interspatial terrorists, and we did the same stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, right, but to run a black market is different from being able to stab people. So what do you guys think? What kind of game did this guy play? That's the question.
He played Sims, like tycoon games.
Tycoon games, yeah.
Actually, it could have been those like usually they're phone games, but you can play them on the computer too. But you
Farmville.
Have you have a city on a map, and every player has a city, and usually it's enormous clans and all that kind of stuff.
Shadow Legends.
Yeah, kind of.
I know there's another one that there's one of them.
Clash of Clans, I think.
Clash of Clans. That's the one I'm thinking. Yeah. Whatever updated high tech version of that is. That sounds good. Yeah, he's like that kind of strategy gamer. Another thought I had was that I thought might be funny is if he was like he just did virtual gambling. Right. He just played digital poker.
Counts cards.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
I actually think my favorite idea out of the three of those is the tycoon one. I think it would be funny if he literally just like it, and maybe he did Clash of Clans sort of things too, but like the idea is like his main passion was like building giant theme parks in these games, and
maybe his thing was less like he wasn't a competitive
profit.
Gamer. He was like a streamer or something, so everyone knows who he is, but it wasn't like because you can't really competitively tycoon.
Yeah,
not really.
I think the idea would be like his whole thing was like maximizing the profit of his parks in these tycoon games or the city or whatever it was, and so that translated pretty well to
over to
running a black market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the I can't remember his name now. His YouTube channel. His whole thing is that he finds like. What is it when he exploits games. So like he'll find, a game has a thing where an ability is broken and like can repeat itself more than it should. And he'll just have like millions of gold in the first 10 minutes or something. So maybe he does stuff like that too.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a good name for him. Let's see. I think his name is Emmanuel. He's Haitian. I'm trying to find a good last name.
Fergus, alternative plan. Instead of buying a spaceship, we buy 5 grav tanks. What do you think?
His name is Emmanuel.
We can put the Hephaestus engine on the grav tank.
Yes, let's do it.
The guy's name is Emmanuel Baptiste. And that's a very Haitian name. And so he's, dark skin. And you recognize his like handle. It was trying to think of a good amalgam. Oh, actually, there's definitely like gamer tag generator where you put in your actual name and it like generates a thing, which is perfect because I'll just do gamer handle generator. That's not what I want. Oh, I don't like this. Whatever. I'm just going to generate a random run here.
I love the idea that everyone that got kind of booted out of the like gaming world just turned to like shadier things.
Obviously.
Because they knew how to do it. They like had the skills to do it.
Uh-huh.
One of these generators gave me broken keyboard.
Broken keyboard is definitely his handle. That's amazing. I love it so much. Yeah. So his you see the handle come up, Fergus. Broken keyboard. You know who this dude is. And he's in charge of the black market on Swan now.
All right.
You guys used to be buddies back in the day.
Nice. So yeah, I figured we just go to the mall and see if they have any pretext salvage,
No.
No?
Young, naive ode.
Hey, I'm older than you. Excuse you.
We're going to the black market.
What?
Do you want to get arrested?
I guess that's a good point. Well, I mean, wait. I don't know. I guess we'll be arrested either way. We might as well go with it. Not sure. Except that every time I go somewhere, I get ripped off. So I don't know if the black market's going to help me with this.
That's why I'm coming with.
That's fair.
And that's why Dylan's coming with.
Also, did you both just come because you thought I was going to get ripped off again?
Ziva raises her hand.
Yeah.
That's why I came.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thanks, I guess.
Dylan also told me to make sure that you didn't blow up whatever we bought. Also, I'm supposed to keep Dylan away from any vehicles.
Yeah, okay, we should go.
Give you a thumbs up.
Those are important lessons. Don't forget them.
Where's the black? What's the address?
Probably.
Yeah, we cut away from there. So David, real quick, you can get like jetpack boots if you want, but they just won't have an infinite battery. That's the main thing, right?
I mean, as long as you're fine with the fact that I will never remember to buy new batteries.
Well, that's fine. I'll just have them run out at inconvenient times.
Instead of me paying 5,000 credits for an unlimited battery, can I just pay 5,000 credits to not have to worry about running out of batteries?
Yes,
a rechargeable battery.
Well, yes, but you have to if you can't. Basically, the idea is you'll have batteries, but you'll either have to be lugging them around with you, recharge them, or if you're using them for any length of time, they will run out eventually, and I might use that as a point of.
Yeah, I don't actually know how long they last.
You just gotta plug them in alongside your phone every night.
Drain, and the ship just gets dead in space, and it's like, oh, are you charging your jetpack boots again? And then you guys wanted to buy a ship.
Yeah.
What? I thought you decided that we shouldn't do that.
Or no?
Would we be able to get a better one on the next planet?
Well, I thought you said you didn't want a ship because we were a team and stuff.
Well, you, me, Dylan, Ziva, your parents, Jenkins, the White Sun Brotherhood are a team.
And Evelyn and Vigo are another team, I guess.
I mean, I'd be more than willing to admit that they're on the team if they start acting like it.
But yeah, I don't know. And then I realized that we'd have to get a high level spike drive for it to keep up and stuff. And now
we're gonna park it inside the ship, basically.
Okay, sure. If you've got a small enough ship, you could park it inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so that because the ship I was looking at is literally a frigate, so we couldn't do that. We'd have to buy a shuttle.
Well, I guess with the White Sun Brotherhood we could. Yeah. I mean, maybe we don't have to.
The ship you guys have right now is a heavy frigate, right? That's not right.
I don't remember. It's probably.
I think so.
Because
frigate is just a class of ship. There's specific frigates, and I don't know which one it is. Like the patrol boat.
I think we had the one that needed 100 people to pilot.
Yeah, let me look at that. That makes sense. Yeah, it would have been a heavy frigate, I think, because that's 30 is the minimum crew and 120 is the max, which makes sense. But yeah, honestly, you could get like a free merchant or a patrol boat or something and fit it in there.
So the patrol boat was what I was looking at, but that's also a frigate.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it can't fit inside the heavy frigate.
If it's cool with you, it's cool with me.
Patrol boats are pretty small.
We can wait. It's
okay.
It's up to you.
No, I mean, I just didn't think we could do that. But if we can do that, then let's go for it.
Sure. I
think that's like 100 or no, I'm sorry. It's like 1 million.
Well, let's have a conversation in character.
Sure. Okay.
So we can.
Honestly, I think if you guys are legit planning on doing that, I think Dylan would want to pitch into.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome.
So, should we get another ship just in case Evelyn goes off the rails?
Here's what I was thinking: we could either buy a spaceship, and we both pay like 1,700,000 credits each, or just the two of us with, or and hear this, we get 100 grav flyers. What do you think? That's like one for everybody on our ship. What?
I adore Ode's character.
That sounds like a nice idea, but I don't think those do well in space.
Are these gravity? There's gravity in space.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But also not.
Well, all right. Maybe the spaceship is a better idea. I don't know. Do they have mechs here? Do you find mechs in space?
I think Dylan's logic is less like so that we can split up from Evelyn if we need to, and more like our ships seem to keep blowing up, so we might as well have a backup.
Might as well have a spare.
Yeah, and that's my thinking out of character. In character, I'm like, then if she's like, it's my ship, I'll be like, fine, I'm gonna go stand on my ship. But
yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like honestly, this is just feeling like a weird like full circle, like, oh, we're back on SWA again. I guess we'll buy a ship like we did with Till all those years ago.
That's true.
Right?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
All pitch in to do this.
Yeah.
In which case, like, do you want to buy a free merchant like the Void's Grace? Like, are we literally getting Void's Grace 2.0?
That was my thought, except that the patrol boat has way better guns. It's just the only other thing. But, because like the free merchant has the sand thrower and the focal laser.
But you can also put more guns on it. You could replace those with better guns or something.
But the patrol boat has plasma beams.
Yeah.
Which
so the main thing is like, what do you expect to be? Oh man, God. What do you expect to be doing with this ship after all of this goes down? Right?
I mean, it's one thing to be our ship to go on adventures. I mean, essentially, Void's Grace 2.0.
Yeah, and also the free merchant is like half, maybe less than half the price. So let's just do a free merchant. That's fine. It's much more appropriate, and also much more likely to fit inside of another frigate. So
yeah,
let's just do that. It's fine. It's only 6 people that crew at maximum a free merchant. So, and that's only 775,000. So,
oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, so maybe we're like looking at listings on the dark web, and I don't know.
I mean, I was
we can
just
assume that conversation's in character.
You get the literally the new model of whatever the Void's Grace was, right?
Yeah.
So it's whatever,
The Galaxy's Grace. I don't know.
Well, the Void's Grace was the name of the ship, not the model name, but whatever it was, the Z700, except now it's the Z800.
Right.
Ooh, that's a whole 100 more.
Yeah. So I think we like show it, and I don't know if we're in person looking at stuff or what, because this is black market, so it's probably not like they don't have.
It's probably mainly like
Fergus
brings you guys to like a black room. Like that will block outgoing signals, and then there's like a terminal you can go through and like shop, and then you'll go and pick it up at this like special place.
This is the coolest place I've ever been. I feel like I have to whisper.
Yes, you most definitely have to keep whispering.
Okay. And then we have that conversation in character that we just had, and then I look at them like, what do you think about this one?
I think it's fitting.
How are you doing? What do you think?
David or Carly Ode said, "What about you, Dylan?"
Oh.
Sorry, can you not hear me when I do that?
It took me a second to realize you said Dylan.
It is kind of hard to understand. Yeah.
All right. I'll talk like this instead. Is that better?
Barely.
Only mildly.
All right, we'll just pretend I'm whispering from now on.
What was it that you said?
So what do you think? You like this one? It's just like a better version of the one we had, except mechanically it won't be. But
yeah, she just shrugs. She's like, I don't know the difference between any of these.
Well, this one is like the one we had, and this one is way bigger and has better guns, but also costs like 3 times as much. And I'm not really sure. I'm not totally convinced we can fit it in the what's its name. So, yeah. I guess we'll. Do you have it in black? Just say to the room. They have it in black.
Caleb, do they have it in black?
Yeah, that's
sorry. Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool.
It's a black market. Why not?
Buy a black one. Then I look at first. I'm like, should we get 2? Just in case that one of them is like, no. All right, never mind.
I mean, knowing our track record, it might be nice, but yeah, let's sleep on that for now.
This fighter says it has a gun called the Reaper battery. That sounds pretty cool. Buy one of those.
All right, Caleb. Now that we bought it, go buy us all the coolest stuff for it.
Yeah,
can we fit us with all the coolest stuff?
We can figure that off screen and
the upgrade system uses power and mass and all that stuff. I never had any idea with
stuff there.
Yeah. So, and then I look at the
jetpack boots.
Yeah, look at the personal propellant section.
Yeah, Dylan, was there anything you wanted?
I don't think so. I was looking at the rule book to see if there was anything, but there were like cool things, but I don't think Dylan would like have a reason to buy any of them. So
yep, makes sense.
Dylan, do you want some jet boots? Look how dope these are. They only have like 12 bad reviews from people who crashed into walls.
Ziva raises her hand.
I think there's like an 18 plus requirement. Sorry.
No, I was gonna ask, does this count as a vehicle? And then she looks at Dylan.
No, this is apparel. Okay.
Apparel.
You'll both certainly be in peril.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Not helping me. I buy it.
Cool.
I buy 2. Just in case they have to.
Yeah, and I think you guys close the terminal and then go to another you take a kind of covert taxi or train or something to go to a secret facility, or a drop off point where you can go down to a secret facility where you can pick up your stuff. And we cut over to Evelyn at that point.
Evelyn walks into a record store.
Yeah.
And she just sits down and starts going through every single record.
Yeah, and Vigo kind of squats next to you and says, "Do you know what you're looking for, Evelyn?"
Yes. Kind of.
Can you give me something? Can you give me something to go off of so I can help you look?
It's an opera that Till talked about. He said that it was about a dad teaching his daughter to shoot a pistol, and I want to listen to it.
Yeah. Vigo nods and then just like sits down in front of another stack and then just starts looking through. And I think we literally see like an older man step over and say, I don't get many visitors these days. Let me know if I can help you find something. And he goes back to like sweeping his store. And it's probably not just a record store. It's probably like a bunch of like vintage memorabilia. But there's a section of records in the back. Evelyn, do you want to make a roll?
To find the record?
Mm-hmm.
What's the roll? No?
Be noticed, probably. You do notice with intelligence, though.
Okay.
7. So I think you find it. You pull out the sleeve, right? You like, and you're like, oh, this is it. Like, this is, like, you just know this is the right one. And then you pull the record out and it's cracked.
Yeah.
And Vigo like sets down the record that he was looking at and then like sits down next to you. And he just says, I'm so sorry.
She just starts sobbing into his shirt.
And then the older man, I think. Well, I was gonna say the old. Go ahead. I was gonna say the old man, I think, steps over and says, "Excuse me, are you all right?" And Vigo starts to give him a look like, just leave us alone, sort of thing.
Mind your own business, sir.
But the old man like frowns and then looks over at the record you were looking at, and like you have it pulled halfway out and it's cracked, right? And he notices that and he says, "Oh, that's a good one. I've listened to it a few times. I must have broken the last time I did inventory. That's too bad." And then he looks at you.
So says, you did it. No, just kidding.
But he looks at you, Evelyn, and I assume you like glance at him when he's saying this. Or are you still crying in Vigo's arm?
No, she probably tries to compose herself.
Yeah.
And probably does a surprisingly well job.
And he says, I make digital copies of every record that I have, for safekeeping. Do you want to listen to it?
There's just one song that I want. Can I buy it from you?
And he just is like looking at you with like discerning eyes, just like wondering what's going on in your head, right? Like, why is this so important to you?
Same.
And he like hobbles over to a terminal and like looks up at like the speakers that are kind of lining the store, like on the ceiling, and he just like presses a button, and suddenly you just hear the opera kind of playing throughout the store. And it, the particular, you probably said like this particular movement or of the opera, like this is the song that I'm looking for, and he plays it and he says, you can buy it if you want to. Well, give it a listen first. Make sure it's what you want.
She walks over and presses the pause button. She does not want to listen to it here.
Yeah, and
she says, "No, thank you. I need to be alone when I listen to this song."
I understand.
He does not understand, but that's very nice, old man.
And he just like, holds up his little like data pad and says like 0.90, 0.99 for the song, sort of thing. You just like
yeah
transfer your credits, and
Yeah.
He nods at you. And you, I assume, step out of the store.
Yeah, she goes all the way back to the ship. She doesn't say a word to Vigo. Except for when she gets to the ship, she says, I need a few minutes to me alone. And she goes down to the room where the mech is.
Yeah.
And she takes the ashes out of her pocket and oh, you know what? They also make a different stop. They make a stop for like a little ornate pot as well. And she takes the ashes out of her pocket and puts it in the pot.
Yeah.
Instead. And sits on the ground with the pot in the palm of the mech. And she goes and listens to the song.
Yeah.
And I don't know what exactly the song like besides the lyrics of like it being.
Well, the thing is, like, you probably don't understand it at all, right? It's in a different language.
You're right.
It's you know,
I look up like the translation.
The translation, yeah, it's a deep male singer and a high, you know, alto female singer, and they're alternating, you know, back and forth, through this like duet, right? As they're teaching, and yeah, the lyrics are basically like, you know, you're growing up so fast. Like, why don't you slow down? You know, like it was only yesterday that I had to, you know, teach you how to walk, and now look at you becoming a woman. And then the girl is like, you know, Father, there's a whole world to see out there. I need to protect myself. Can you teach me how to do this? You know, can you teach me how to protect, you know, defend myself? And he's like, I don't want to let you go, but I have to let you go. And the girl kind of counters with, I don't want to let you go, but I have to let you go. Right? Like there's like this kind of like mutual, we have to move on from the relationship that we had before into something more mature and bigger.
Yeah.
And the thing though that we see as we see Evelyn have this like cathartic moment listening is we see a single glitch in her little data pad as she like plays the song, and there's a little glitch that we barely notice on her little data pad, and then we see her mech. One light comes on and then turns off.
Wait, say that again.
As you probably like, I'm imagining you like have your little phone, right? And you like are putting in earbuds, and then you like set down the phone and are just like sitting back listening to it, right?
Yeah.
And we get a shot on the phone that you're not looking at right now. We see a little weird glitch happen on the screen. It goes away, and then we see your mech, which is nearby, right? The light turn on and then off, like just like inside the cockpit somewhere.
Okay.
And that's all we see.
Do I notice this?
No. It's part of your failure.
Oh, okay.
7.
Oh, that's upsetting. Okay. Yeah, I just kind of sit on the ground, and I probably listen to it again, and then again, and then again, and again, and eventually, after I have cried enough, she kind of sits up and says, "Hi, Till. Just I had something that I needed to tell you. Well, you did teach me. You taught me a lot. And I couldn't stop thinking about that song that you told us about, and so I went out and bought it, and something that Vigo told me a long time ago was that I sacrificed too many of my soldiers to get the victory. And maybe I was just so worried about the little pieces that I had sacrificed before, keeping those little pieces safe, that I forgot about the most important piece. I forgot about the king. And now I've lost. Now I've lost till I don't know what to do anymore. And we just fade out.
Okay. Oof. Yeah, so obviously you're wrapping up your shopping and kind of wrapping up your business on SWA. And like I was thinking of having something happen. Like, you get jumped by someone, Sample sends people after you. But the thing is, especially with that sequence, I think it would just undermine everything to do something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what would make sense, because I also want to give this planet its appropriate weight, if we haven't already, just to make sure that, because this is like where everything started in terms of like your guys' journey.
Yeah. And I think focusing on Till is a good way to do that, because that's sort of.
Okay, yeah. The one thing I want to end with. So I think we see Fergus, Odin, Dylan, and Ziva go to this whatever black market facility it is. And we realize that it is part of / underneath the old like Rocket League arena thing that we saw at the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
So we see you guys like it basically just looks like a giant football or soccer arena or whatever, right? Like and it has probably like random half destroyed scrap cars, right, scattered around the field, and you guys are probably just walking in the like large like side entrance thing, like where the cars would probably come out onto the field. And you're walking into whatever this thing is. We see like a destroyed box seat up above somewhere in the stands, and we know that that's where the Haitian and the Arab, who at the very beginning of the show that we saw in that flashback, were hanging out in that box seat up there. They were the people who kind of like owned the gaming circuit and kept the map safe. You guys don't understand the significance of that, of course, but we see that in the shot, and then you guys walk into this kind of like underground area. Again, think auditorium, stadium, the background, the back hallways of that, right? Where you'd get hot dogs and beer and whatnot, right? And you see like a Haitian teenager with a couple of bodyguards kind of waiting at an old like t-shirt kiosk, right? So it has like the various like Rocket League car teams or whatever it was, and then little foam fingers and things that are like dirty and gross and old, just off on the side here. And the Haitian teenager is kind of like leaning against it, and his bodyguards are like looking around, like making sure everything's okay. And he says, "Oh, Fergus, it's so good to see you."
Hey, buddy. How's it going? I see you got yourself a nice little operation.
Yes, honestly, I was worried about what was going to happen to me after the gaming circuit closed, but I shouldn't have been. Everything is way better for me now.
Yeah, we're the Empire's most wanted, so.
Oh, that's you?
Great. I mean, I assume our pictures are plastered everywhere.
Probably, yeah.
But
I think it's probably his joke, right? Oh, that's you?
Yep.
The pictures I saw were of a scrawny little 13-year-old boy.
Am I not a scrawny 13-year-old boy right now?
Well, I assume you're doing your normal.
Oh, I figured since I knew him, I'd beat the boy.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
Boy.
Never mind then. Yeah. So he didn't say that. He just says, yes, I've heard that you've done quite well for yourself as well. Well, except for the being wanted part, but the space adventurer part seems like it went okay at first. From your periodic newsletters.
You read my blog?
Of course I do.
You have a blog?
Gotta keep up with all of my friends.
Yeah, of course, David. Come on.
No, that was Ode.
Oh. Do you not have a blog?
No. What's your blog? I want to read it. Pull out my phone.
And Fergus, you're probably like, you probably wouldn't be able to find it. It's on the dark web, and like you have to. It's like encrypted in this one special. Yeah.
I could show you. Yeah, I could show you when we get home.
Okay, sounds good.
So I look at this order list. You're buying an entirely new spaceship. What happened to the first one?
It just crashed into another ship.
Our other spaceship, crashed into that one.
Oh, that's too bad.
Wait, no, it didn't. It was going to crash into that one. So
it was
blew
going
it
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's too bad. Well, at least you're getting the new model.
Is this one giant space worm proof?
I don't believe that's on the manifest. No.
What's better about it than the other one?
Just generally more streamlined, better power core, slightly better spike drive, but probably not noticeable.
Is the coffee better?
Honestly, I am not sure. It's possible that it's worse. The Imperium is really cut down on coffee.
That sounds about right.
Sector. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly.
The last straw.
I'm not sure. Maybe supply chain issues or something. Who knows? Well, I assume you have the credits to pay for this?
No, we were just hoping you'd give it to us for free.
How much does it actually cost?
775,000 or something.
Yeah, not very much, especially if we're dividing it between the three of us. Mm-hmm. I'll do the math real quick.
I don't think I have that much.
Well, no, let's see.
I don't have a third of that.
What did you spend it on?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have 67,000 credits.
How? I don't even remember you buying anything.
All you bought was the sword, I thought. How expensive was the sword?
Yeah, you should have like 2 million.
I have 1.7 million.
Yeah, I have 1.8. And I bought a lot of stuff.
Maybe you just didn't update it? I don't know.
In fact, I spent $1 million on per gun on 2 guns, and I still have almost 2 million. So yeah, I don't know. There's no way.
Yeah, you must not have. I don't remember Dylan like dropping money.
All she
large
got
money
was
anywhere.
Sword.
So
I remember
which was like I think $1 million.
Either way, we can probably just hand wave Dylan's share of it then.
Okay. All right, so you said
775,000. Oh, divided by 3. 258,333 repeating.
That makes 0 dent in my money.
If you bump it up to $1 million, I can throw in a state-of-the-art virtual simulation rig. I know you like those.
$1 million each?
No, $1 million total.
Oh, total.
Oh.
How much to have like a better spike drive and cooler guns?
More than that.
Right.
We can work out the details.
Much more?
Yeah.
Is that not
we should hand wave and then I'll do a talk roll.
No, yeah. That makes sense.
So we can do it all.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
That sounds good, but I mean, we're all world buddies, right? I think you can grease the wheels a little bit, throw in a cappuccino machine for us.
Besides, we're totally going to use the spaceship to kill the Empire, which will help you. So,
And I pointed down, like, you see that over there? That's Athena.
That.
see her over there. Fergus knows what Fergus doesn't
assume gender.
Dehumanize people.
Oh, okay.
Also, humans that was Evelyn, not me.
Yeah, that's what Evelyn thinks people are. So she's going through an arc, so she won't anymore. Right?
Yeah, I'm also famous. Remember? Fine.
No, that's not what I'm going for.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna impress the Athena, I think she'd really appreciate.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So you're trying to make him think that I'm Evelyn?
No. Oh, dang it! You're not what's your game name? That's why. Okay.
I don't know if we ever.
I don't know what mine is either.
Made yours.
Time to bring up a gamer tag generator.
Yeah.
As everybody makes their gamer tags. You can go ahead and make the roll though, Fergus, if you want to make a talk roll.
Do I get an extra +1 because I'm using Dylan?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I get to reroll that 1.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 13 altogether?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Yeah, that sounds good to me. We'll figure out the exact price and then give you guys a discount. And he says, okay, cappuccino machine for free. Don't worry about it. Just for you. And then he points at Dylan.
I give Dylan a little thumbs up.
Back when pro gamer profiles were a thing, I did know that you liked coffee.
They gave me is a wide cabbage.
A wide cabbage. Oh, you know what? Yours probably has something to do with coffee, right?
Oh, yes.
Like Cappuccino Warrior or something.
If you do caffeine, then you can do, people always call their followers dumb stuff. You can call them the Caffeine Nation.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually hilarious. That is definitely canon. That Dylan's fan club is called Caffeine Nation.
What is my fan club called?
The Warrior Goddesses? I don't know, something like that.
No, I don't think I have a fan club.
Yeah.
If I do, it's a bunch of murderers.
Bunch of sociopaths. Yeah, I think definitely what he even says, right, is like, and I'll definitely throw in the cappuccino machine for free. Caffeine Nation. Right.
I love this guy. Can he become our new member?
Leave behind your entire black market empire. Yeah. Come with us into certain danger with absolutely no skills.
Bring it with you.
Yeah. Bring his 50 grab takes.
No. Oh, cool. Yeah, we can head away there. Oh, exact purchases. We can figure out what your customized new Void's Grace 2.0, which apparently has been designated the Opera House. The Opera House.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like that would be a cool shot for the end of the episode as we're coming back.
You don't like Till's Angels?
Well, that's what you guys were called.
That's questionable. I don't think any of us are old enough to qualify for that. Yeah, so I think that'd be a cool last shot to like see the ship when we leave, but then like in filigree on the side is the Opera House or whatever.
Yep, for sure. I agree. Is there anything that we wanted to wrap up before we end here, or are we kind of satisfied? I think we'll probably just leave manned after this, right? And I can set up. And is the idea to go to Vitskoy next?
I think so.
Because I think the idea was to get the White Sun Brotherhood people there because that's their like main base?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do in Vitskoy at all?
I mean, that's where we were gonna buy the ship, but we already did that. So.
Yes. Okay. And then you guys wanted to go to the Scylla system again, right? We
were gonna go to Dylan's homeworld.
We go to Zanlis to check out Evangelia, right?
Yeah.
To see what's going on there.
And I assume deliver the news.
Yeah.
And
then Dylan's gonna want to have some sort of like
reunion with your dad too. Yeah.
Yes, but I was gonna say some sort of like memorial for Till on Zanlis.
Right. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Is next episode gonna be how is next episode gonna be Dylan mourning? How Dylan mourns this?
I mean, I feel like she's already like gotten through the like ultra dramatic part of her like mourning, where she just like secluded herself in a room and was just mad. But because I think like seeing Evelyn break down is like, okay, for her is like, okay, one of us needs to be put together. And if it's not going to be Evelyn, then it's going to have to be me, kind of a thing. So
yeah, I'd like to think that the first 5 episodes of this are going to be like each person deals with their grief in a different way, because the first episode was Ziva, right? It was Ziva being like, what happens after you die? Like, I don't want to die. And then this episode is Evelyn. And then I'm curious. And then next episode will be Dylan. And then we can see maybe Odin Fergus go through their own kind of internal things there. Maybe we don't have to force that arc, but so was there anything that I'm trying to figure out exactly what like the next couple of sessions are going to look like in terms of like how long we're going to actually spend on these places, specifically for Vitskoy. Like you guys we're going to pick up the White Sun Brotherhood. Was there anything that you wanted to do besides just pick them up? Like any like White Sun Brotherhood specific conversations or whatever?
Knowledge do we have about Vitskoy that we could even? Because I don't remember what we did at Vitskoy.
So the only thing you did on Vitskoy is you went to Bratislav, which is a moon of Gunve, which is one of the planets in Vitskoy. And Bratislav, it was like the gun regulation planet or whatever. And you guys were going to sell the Hephaestus engine there. There was like a secret laboratory there. Okay. So, I guess the thing you could check out is whatever that secret laboratory was if you really wanted to.
Oh, is that guy there?
Which guy?
The old guy?
Which guy?
The old guy who I drove insane.
Peter Botten.
Oh, Peter Botten. Yeah. Didn't he die?
He died.
I know, but
he got killed.
Body?
No, his body's
on that planet.
No, his body's on New Kazern. Remember, you guys went from a different planet, but New Kazern is in the Scylla system, so you could visit there as well when you're in system. When you go to Zanlis,
I might. Oh.
I mean, at the very least, it might be an idea to check out those alien ruins again, right?
I need his body.
Okay. Because I just want to make sure that, like, I'm trying to figure out if we can hand wave everything on in the Vitskoy system, or not. I'm also trying to think if I want something to happen there beforehand. Because the thing is, like, I don't know when / if I want to have any like combat or dangerous thing happen before you guys get to the Oedipal system or not.
We want to talk about that in the after show stuff? Or?
Yeah, maybe. I just wanted to kind of figure out where we were kind of headed next year before we wrapped up. But yeah, cool. I think we just get that last shot on the nameplate of the new ship. And we can probably call it there.
Then in the viewport, you see Ode run into it because he was trying on his jetpack shoes and ran into the wall. Super dramatic. The song that was playing in Evelyn's theme opera song is playing in the background. Pans over Opera House, and then it gets to the viewport. And I just slam it.
Yeah. That's
we all need to have like a stinger of what we're doing now.
What? Wait, what?
You set the precedent. Now we all need a stinger of what we're doing.
Yeah,
credit stinger.
I mean, we know Evelyn's in her back.
Evelyn's crying.
Right? Yeah, she'll be the first shot because the song is playing, and then I'll be the last shot because I ruin it. So,
Dylan, And credit stinger, what are you doing?
Oh,
as the dramatic opera song is playing.
Oh. I don't know like visually what she'd be doing.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't need anything else special. I think just seeing Ode crash and is funny enough to just end on.
Which system is it listed?
Oh, the Scylla system 0002.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. This is her gamer tag. Everspresso 2.
Nice. Awesome. Here, this is Ode's. Probably have to put some numbers in here for it to be believable. Well, I'll find some way to make it like you could actually get that.
God of Death. And then Fergus, I think didn't we know yours? What was yours?
I don't remember.
You had like a JHN handle, which I think I actually have in my notes here.
Just one of the E's. I gotta redo it.
Oh yeah, your two like dark web handles were bite me with a Y, and password is a bad password. But those are more hacking handles.
Yeah. I don't know. Bite me is a pretty.
Bite me is a pretty good one. Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I need to come up with a gamer tag.
I don't know. You should just go with bite me.
Yeah. What game did I play? Did I play chess? I play chess?
You played like Arkham Asylum, like detective, highlight the things around you, find the clues games.
Yeah. Okay.
Which apparently are a big thing in this.
I guess so. Yeah. It's competitive detective.
Competitive detective. I always thought that Fergus was more of like a streamer or a personality in the gaming industry more than a competitive esportser.
That makes sense.
Person. Yeah. He was like one of those like kind of esoteric hacker / gamer personalities that people just like, wow, he found all the Easter eggs in this game in like a day of playing it, like that sort of thing, right? Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it up there, and do an after show and then call it. Nice plan. We're out.